Hey y'all, Christy checking in. I know y'all miss me, your favorite RN. But yeah, I ain't gonna rap like I did at the beginning of the last intro. But I just want to say thank you for everybody who recently subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. It wasn't like it was like thousands of thousands. It was like, since my last video, I probably got 30 plus subscribers. And I'm super excited just by those, y'all. Woo, y'all just don't know the time and energy put into editing and making videos. It's not easy, but to see that, you know what I'm saying, y'all enjoying them, that gives me the motivation to keep going. So for those of you who aren't subscribed, what you waiting on? Hit that button, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Alright, so now that all y'all done like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, because I know y'all did. I can count on y'all. Y'all loyal. Okay, so let's get into what this video is going to be about. This particular video is going to be talking about things I wish I would have known before I decided to become a nurse. Because boy, oh boy, I wonder if I would have known these things, if I still would have made the decision of becoming an RN. Don't get me wrong, I love my job. I love everything I do. I love helping the people, but woo, it can be a lot at times. So I'm going to tell y'all the stuff I wish I would have known before picking this career. And that way y'all can decide if y'all feel like nurses for you or not. So let's get into the material, y'all. Okay, so the first thing I wish people would have informed me about before I became a nurse was how hard nursing school really is.
It's just so hard, and it's like the books, they're so heavy. And then there's this one girl, she's so smart, and like all the teachers love her. And then there's just me in the back. And then when I'm not studying, I'm literally freaking out, like waiting for my test results to get back. I miss my friends, and I miss my family too. And like, people are like, what are you doing for your birthday coming up? Because it's coming up. I'm like, studying. I'm trying to be a nurse.
Nursing school for me, y'all, was overwhelming. It was entirely too much, and it was very time consuming. Whew, if you don't believe me, y'all can ask anybody else who a nurse. Like, if they would do nursing school all over again, I'm pretty sure that the answer will be hell no. Not no if, and, or maybe. It'll be hell no. Because when I was going through nursing school, I lived, breathed, and ate nursing. The reason for that is because in order to be a nurse, you have to completely rechange your thought process about certain things, because it's a different world of viewing and seeing things. You have to look at everything from a medical standpoint. At the time, that was very hard for me because I had never done anything dealing with the medical field. So it was like I was smack brand new. It wasn't until I started nursing school, until I got experience in the hospital. I was a monitor tech. So there was just a little bit of a medical experience because I was going out dealing with patients, hooking them up on the heart monitor. But as soon as I was done with that, I didn't come in contact with any of the patients. So that was very hard for me, like adapting to the thought process of nursing. Okay, so once nursing school started and I actually began my classes, y'all, them clinicals and the tests were extremely challenging. Not so much as the clinicals, but more so like the testing area. I studied so much from morning to night. Was study. I was in study sessions, all things of that sort, just to like make sure that I got a good understanding of everything that was going on. So because the program required so many hours and it took up so much time, it made it very hard for you to work while going through nursing school. Me personally, I didn't have the option to not go to work. I had to work regardless. So I picked up a weekend job on Saturday, Sunday, where I worked 12-hour shifts. And so when I would get off at 7 o'clock in the morning, I would have to go straight to class the next morning because I worked night shift. So that was very challenging for me. So those of you who don't don't have to work, I'm sure it was still challenging for you as well. And my heart goes out to all the young ladies who went through nursing school and had a husband, family, and children. Because, woo, I was single, right, y'all, with no kids. I felt like I was married with about 5, 6 kids, working 3 jobs. Woo, it was a lot. But in the end, it did pay off. So, like, hard work does pay off, because I wouldn't have been making what I'm making now if I hadn't went through the struggle of going through nursing school. So it's hard, it's challenging, but you can do it, and it's worth it, and there's light at the end of the tunnel. At the time when I was going through nursing school, I was 21 years old. So for me to have to make those certain sacrifices to study and make the time for that, it was very, very hard. I had to sacrifice on a lot of parties, hanging out with my friends when it came to certain test dates, around certain test dates. I was very, I wouldn't say poor, but woo, my money was slim and tight, and so I had to think twice before I bought everything. So I had to make a lot of sacrifices just to get through nursing school, y'all. So that's one thing y'all need to look at before you decide to enroll. Are you willing to make the sacrifices and make the time that's needed in order to be successful throughout the program? Those of you who are unaware, I did attend Laurinburg College of Nursing. I do have my BSN. So I did a 4-year program when I got my degree. The school that I went to wasn't challenging. It was more so time consuming. I had clinicals on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and my lectures was on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So that way, that only left the weekend for me to be able to work. So by me working every weekend at 21, I had to make sacrifices. Like, I wasn't able to party, go out with my friends. Y'all, that was living their best life. That was living my best life. And I was in school. I mean, I was at home studying. If I wasn't studying, I was working, because I needed to make ends meet and I had bills to pay. So if you don't know what I'm trying to hit at, you're going to have to make sacrifices. Point blank, period. Your life is going to change and it's going to turn around. It could be for better, or it could be for worse. For me, it was for the better. I was able to complete the program and finish. Okay. So, I wish people would have informed me of how expensive nursing school really was. Yes, tuition was expensive, but that's not exactly what I'm hitting at when I say that. As far as like when it comes to books, they were very expensive. The supplies I needed for my clinicals and just nursing in general, stethoscope, blood pressure cuff, uniforms, shoes, nursing shoes, all of that good stuff could really add up, like super expensive. But for me, I was lucky to have a mentor, Ashley. Shout out to you, Ashley. She paid for all that stuff for me. I didn't even have to worry about it, because like I said, y'all, my money was slim, medium, and in between. So I was blessed with that person in my life to provide and supply those things for me, y'all, because woo, she just don't know how much that really helped me. And that was very encouraging to have somebody on your side that wanted to see you do well and willing to invest into you. So yes, y'all. So on top of you having to make sacrifices, not being able to go party with your friends and do all that stuff, you weren't able to work, so you were broke as hell. At least I was. I was even more stressed out of the fact that, I don't know if all programs are like this, but the program that I went to, you had to have at least a C+ in each class, and you couldn't repeat a class more than once. So you get a leeway. So say for instance, you fail one class, you can't fail another one after that. So that's another reason you have to make so many sacrifices. If you get a D in it, you have to repeat it. But after that, if you have to repeat something else, you get kicked out of the program, which ain't fun, because you already made the sacrifices and everything that's needed to get through it. So who wants to start all the way over from scratch and go somewhere else because they failed out the program? So yeah, that's another thing that's stressful. Okay, so now let's say you finally made it to the end of this long, hard-ass program, and you applying for different jobs. Okay, landing a job isn't the hard part, because you know nurses are needed and we're wanted basically everywhere, especially right now. But A lot of people I know, not me personally, because I was already within a hospital and within a facility, they just hired me right on the spot and let me go to work and do orientation. A lot of my friends and a lot of my fellow peers had to do a 5-panel interview, y'all, to get hired at a hospital. So that's 5 different professionals staring down on you like, making sure that you are the right pick for their hospital. If that ain't intimidating, I don't know what is. Because I know my palms will be sweaty. 5 different people, professionals, trying to see if you good enough for their hospital. Y'all can have it. I ain't have to do that 5-panel interview, but I know a lot of people did. So y'all look into that as well, because you don't know if you want to do that. Who want 5 people looking at them for a job interview? That's nerve-wracking. Okay, so let's say for instance, you get the job, you hire, woo woo, go girl, and we finna start making some money. Okay, so me personally, when I was going through nursing school, my clinicals were very, I wouldn't say easy, but they're nothing like how nursing is once I was on the floor. I feel like they shielded me from a lot of stuff because my clinicals were only 8 hours at the beginning. I feel like I wasn't able to get, and then it was only like 2 days a week, more so 1 day at the hospital for med-surg clinicals. It wasn't until I got to the end of the program where I was able to get full experience on my own and be more hands-on with the patient, where I had to do like a total of maybe 20 12-hour shifts where I'm working hand in hand shadowing another nurse before I'm able to graduate. So it wasn't until the end of the program where I was able to get the full gist of what it feels like to be a nurse on the floor in the hospital. And boy, oh boy, did I get broke in. I thought nursing, I wasn't gonna say that I thought it was just like passing pills, but no ma'am, it's not just about that. You are counselors, you are engineers, you are some family to some of the patients if you had them for a long time. You are, sometimes you have to be advocators all the time, not just sometimes, all the time you're advocators. It's just that, you just do so much. Nurses wear a lot of hats. Yeah, we do. So back to what I was saying, you finally got that job, starting on the floor, getting your first year of nursing experience. They don't tell you when you're in school how short-staffed the hospitals really are. You barely have help, like as far as like CNAs, medical assistants. The nurses are overworked, underpaid, especially if you're staffing. You get a certain amount of patients that you're normally not supposed to have, but because there are not a lot of nurses, you get a very heavy workload, which can be very stressful, especially like I said, we wearing all the other hats as being a counselor, an engineer, like doing all of that stuff. So the burnout rate for a lot of new grads when they first become a nurse is very high, because it's not what they expected to be coming right out of nursing school. You almost feel like you've been bamboozled. I know I felt like I was like, oh my god, is this how it's supposed to be? You're not gonna be the only one that feel that way. It's a lot of people that feel the same way that you're gonna feel, and it's like it has you questioning, like, do I really want to do this for the rest of my life? But for me, I chose to like continue on with it, and I grew to love it. You get better over time. You get better with time management. You get better with skills, and it tends to make the job a little bit better and more doable, I must say. But as far as like being short-staffed and not having help, we still have yet to find the regimen or the solution for that. So I wish I could help y'all with it, but it's hard to say, like, you're gonna be overworked. It's just how the hospitals and how the nursing world is. So another detail I want to touch on that I feel like is very important, especially for everybody who's looking into nursing or about to graduate: nurses eating their young. Because yes, it's very true. Me personally, have I experienced it? I would like to say no, because the hospital I worked at, the nurses were very helpful, and they were looking to help educate the younger generation coming in to fulfill their place. But have I witnessed it at other places while I've been traveling? Yes, I have. The older nurses can tend to be, I don't want to say intimidated, but it comes off as if they are intimidated because we're coming out younger with more education than they are. They can tend to be very mean and tend to be very, very harsh, if you know what I'm saying. They would try to belittle you, make you feel like you're ignorant, incompetent over certain things that they knew that they didn't know because someone had to show them and teach them the way as well. So I highly advise, if you find a nurse, an older nurse that can give you wisdom and teach you certain things, that has a great personality, stick with them, because a lot of them not going to be as helpful because they could be jealous or just intimidated or just plain out tired of what they do, and they're taking it out on you because you're coming in excited with a lot of energy and ready to learn, and they're burned out. So don't take it to the heart, guys. Just follow someone, get under the wing of someone who's really, really helpful and has a really, really good heart and want to see you succeed. Alright, so another thing that I want you guys to know, once you get hired at the job and become a nurse, they don't necessarily let the reins off of you as soon as you get there. Of course, we all have to complete orientation. For me, I had 12 weeks of orientation. I did 6 weeks on days and 6 weeks on nights. Did I feel like I was very prepared by the time I got out of orientation? Yes, but every day you're still learning as a new nurse. And also, another thing I wanted to add, as a new nurse, me personally, in the program I went in, we had to complete a 1 year of residency before we were considered like not a new nurse or not a novice, as they would say. So for my 1 year of residency at the hospital I worked at, once a month I had to meet with all the other fellow new grads. They worked at the hospital, and we were in an auditorium, and they asked us like different things that they feel like they could help us with as newer nurses to make like the work job or the experience of being a new grad more comfortable and more easygoing than it could have been. To me, I felt like that was very helpful because I was able to express my comments and concerns that I felt that I had about being a new grad. So I had that foundation and those people there to help and encourage me throughout the process. Wrapping up with my final detail, because I don't want this video to be super long, even though I know it could, because it's a lot of stuff y'all could have told me before I decided to become a nurse. But it's cool. It's cool though. All right. So the final thing I want to tell you, that nurses, when you do become a nurse, you are 100% solely responsible for their patient. Yes, you have medical assistants, CNAs, respiratory therapists, and doctors there to help you in the situation, and that are on the scene as well when it comes to taking care of their patient. But if anything goes wrong or anything happens with their patient, you are held 100% responsible for that patient, because you're responsible for knowing the subtle changes with them, when they're supposed to be going home, discharged, the plan of care. The doctor's gonna call you. Some of them walk up, they want to know the patient's labs, all of that good stuff right on the spot, and you have to be well knowledgeable, well informed about your patient, because you're held 100% accountable for them. Like if anything happens, the first thing they're going to want to know is, where's the nurse? Why wasn't the nurse informed? Why didn't the nurse inform me? So y'all, we wear a big hat and we have big shoes to fill, because we running it. We just held 100% responsible. Y'all, so that's basically pretty much all I want to include in this video. I hope it was very, very helpful. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from being a nurse. I want to just lay it out there and let everybody know what they're going to get themselves into before they decide to pick this field, because it's not just passing meds. It's not just looking cute in your scrubs. Like, it's a lot of work and effort that goes into being a nurse. So I just want to make sure everyone's well aware of what they're getting themselves into before they decide to choose this field as their career for the rest of their life. Do I love it? Yes. I couldn't see myself doing anything else. I love being a nurse. I feel like it's one of my callings while here on earth. I truly, truly love what I do. That's why I want to give knowledge and wealth to everybody that I can. So yeah, y'all, like I always say, if you like my channel, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching to the end. It's greatly appreciated.